Rev up your engines! If you're disgusted at the high price of trucks today, hey, do like this guy did. This had 50,000 miles on it. It's a loaded F-150, 4x4. Now, I just shot a video on the Ford Focus where I said, Ford does not know how to make small cars, and they don't make them anymore, right? Ford makes 90-something% of their profits on the F-150 line of trucks because they know how to make trucks. And in this case, if you want to buy a loaded one these days, geez, I've seen guys pay $80,000 to $90,000. And to me, yes, that is disgusting. Well, he bought this with 50,000 miles on it for 25 grand. He has pulled 10,000 pound trailer with this over the mountains all around 4 or 5 times. He said going on vacations, had no problems with it. You can find a good used one. Don't waste your money on the new ones. They're overpriced. Now we'll look under the hood. Thing's got like 212,000 miles on it. It doesn't burn oil. It's a 5.4 liter V8. That's what these things are made for. Not twin turbo V6, a V8 engine. Doesn't burn any oil. 212,000 miles. He pulls a 10,000 pound trailer even over the mountains. Has no problems. That's what this thing was made for. Now they kind of really screwed up with their electric Lightning pickup truck. If you saw the video I made the other day on that, they can't practically even give the things away now because, hey, they just don't fit the truck lifestyle. If he was pulling 10,000 pounds with that Lightning, guess what? Like every 80 miles or so, he'd have to stop, plug it in, wait for a while, and if it was a fast charger, 45 minutes. If it was a slow one, 8 or 10 hours. It doesn't fit the lifestyle like this thing does. Now, this is a flex fuel, so you can run E85 ethanol. He tried it, but he said it's stupid because not only do you lose 20 to 25% gas mileage, but you also have less power. Plus, it's complicated as can be, and eventually the sensors break down. Stick with straight gasoline and you're better off. Now, here's an interesting story about his tires. It came with these Wrangler 4x4 tires with aggressive tread. Right? Every time he got to 20,000 miles, it started rumbling, they wore weird. Put another set on, 20,000 miles, they wore weird. Ford told him, you're going to have to spend a whole bunch of money fixing the front end, blah, blah, blah. But the guy's no fool. He put on these Firestone Destination tires. 5 years later, they're starting to wear, but they didn't rumble. It was all the aggressive tire. As you can see, they're starting to wear some, but they're not making any noise. They're working fine. So, I got to say, kudos to these Firestone Destination tires. And you're not planning on going off-road. These are street tires, and they cost $200 less. And they're lasting like 5 times as long. So take a look inside. This baby was made in the United States. Cloth interior still in excellent condition. The usual tons of leg room. Lots of AC. You can get in the back. Now, he didn't buy it as a hauler, so it's got the shorter bed on it, but you know, if you want an extended cab, luxury thing for driving around, he got more for towing stuff. And guess what? He's got a 5th wheel hitch in it. Underneath all stuff, there it is. He's pulling some serious stuff here with no problems at all. So we got our big fancy scanner up, and F-150, 3V, 5.4 automatic, okay. And it can do a full topology scan, so here we go. And while it's scanning, it's nicely set up. Got the 4-wheel drive system. Turn the traction control on or off if you want. You can see the 4-wheel drive system. It's totally electronic. If you want to, you can make the pedals go up and down. It's got that Ford aspect. It's pretty much got everything you want in a full-size truck. I mean, room galore. So here comes the data. It's got 2 trouble codes. So let's see what they are. The General Electric module that covers a lot of nonsense. It's checking for the trouble code, Ford, so it's activating a bunch of stuff, clicking and whizzing, the computer's checking it all. That's how Fords are. Auto lamp on circuit, short to ground, and tire pressure sensor fault. No biggies there. We don't know if something ever happened to it, so we'll erase the codes anyways. A lot of times people don't reset them when they fix something. The other trouble code here, occupant safety classification, a bunch of nonsense again. Transfer case, contact blank, general circuit failure. You knew something was acting up with a 4-wheel drive. Now in this case, one of 2 things are wrong. Either the wiring going to the shift motor has gotten corroded, broken or something, you can check that. But more often, you're going to need a transfer case shift motor. The circuitry inside usually breaks down. Now, it only affects his son when he's at low speeds, not at higher four-wheel drive. He doesn't use it that much, and it hasn't really acted up too bad, but it's probably going to need that motor assembly. That's what generally goes bad on. Now, let's go to the PCM, and we'll start the vehicle and look at live data. Now, we're checking out. You can see it says tire pressure sensor fault. We knew that because the computer had a code for that. He doesn't care. He just uses a pressure gauge himself. So here we go with live data. Remember, black is good, red is bad. These minor cars make your head spin. No fault there. Airflow trim is practically nothing. 0.03, 0.65, 0.92. Yeah, that's less than 1%. That's meaningless. On a vehicle that has over 200,000 miles on it, it's running fine. The equivalence ratio, 14.64, 14.64. 14.7 is perfect, so it's pretty close to perfect. And as we quickly scroll through, we don't see any red data at all. We'll go the whole way. No black, no bad red data yet. No faults on it yet. Then we're still going. No red yet. So I'll take it for a spin now. It's an old truck, so no backup camera. And pretty typical. Smooth riding. It's a high-up vehicle. You don't have to worry about flood water. Now, this is a 6-speed automatic transmission. And really, for a truck with over 200,000 miles on it, suspension's still in really good shape. This guy babies it. He takes care of his stuff, but he does pull a 10,000-pound trailer. And he has no problems pulling it either. And it hasn't bothered the transmission. A V8 engine of this size can handle towing 10,000 pounds with the transmission without any problems at all. It's not straining anything. It doesn't have turbos that are going to wear the engine out faster. It's a serious truck for pulling stuff. Now, it's rainy out today, so I'll leave the traction control on. I'm not going to take it off. It hadn't rained in a while. The roads are be kind of slippery. So we'll check acceleration and traction control. Now, as we can see, nobody's coming the other way, so here we go. And the traction control's working. Nice shifting. Still smooth as silk shifting, even though it's over 200,000 miles. And I gotta say, that traction control worked good. I gave it full power. If I would have turned it out, it would have done a burnout, but we're gonna accelerate now, and we got no slippage on this wet road. The traction control still works perfectly fine, and you still get a lot of acceleration. It didn't lose too much acceleration on the slippery road, but it kept the wheels from spinning. Now we're going for a little country ride, which is what these trucks are made for. Although we're not going to take it in the field and use the four-wheel drive. We're just using two-wheel drive to show how good the traction control works. If we had it in four-wheel drive, the traction control would work even better. Got the old man turn signals. You can hear them clicking away. And unlike old Ford F-150s back in my day that drove like trucks, slid all over the road, hey, this thing can handle the twisties quite well with its traction control and its suspension setup. Plus, it rides a lot better too. And we'll check out the brakes on this wet road. We'll put them on pretty hard. We're getting close to the stop sign. And look at that. The ABS activated, made those funky noises, but it didn't slip at all. Now, you might have heard some little noise there when the ABS activated. That's pretty much normal for a Ford. You activate the ABS, it makes funky noises. The pedal feels a little bit weird, but it stops straight. The tires didn't lock up. It didn't veer one way or the other. You can hear the cooling fans coming on now. They're working good. I got the air conditioning on, so the cooling fans are working perfectly fine. This thing's set up for hauling, towing, hot weather. Are you disgusted by $80,000, $90,000 loaded pickups? Hey, buy one for 25 grand like he did and drive the heck out of it. You get them loaded. They came that way. They can't say, well, we got another one over here that costs less that isn't loaded. They're selling you the loaded one. That's what they have, right? Everything still works. You saw the ABS work great. The traction control worked great. And he doesn't use the four-wheel drive much. If it did act up badly on him, he'd probably have to replace the shift motor on a transfer case, which isn't all that big of a deal. 200-something thousand miles. That stuff often wears out in the Fords. But, hey, still runs good. Pulls 10,000-pound trailer. He's got his fifth wheel on the back of it. Hey, if you don't like the price of new ones, there's always used. I always tell people, buy used. New, you're getting ripped off. You're just paying too much money. There's plenty of used trucks out there. And as they say, They don't make them like they used to. This 6-speed transmission still shifts quite well. Maybe once in a while you get a little glitch. Hey, it's got 200,000 miles. But try that with the modern 10 speeds that Fords are putting in. And you'll think, man, why did I buy that 10-speed? So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.